Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly tarot insights for the month of August. I want to run through a few things really quick just before we get started. First of all, anytime you come to see a general reading, what you should expect is that this reading, not every little bit of it is going to apply to you in just exactly the way that it comes through. Some of it may not apply to you at all. Because it is a general reading, and so I'm going to be picking up on a lot of different energies for each sign. So there's going to be different stories coming to me, kind of getting mixed up and jumbled, and hopefully making a lot of sense to you, but you should not expect that it's going to be exactly right on just for you, okay? Next thing that you need to know. What I'm looking at for these readings is a particular life cycle that you're going to be going through during the month of August. And so life cycles, I've seen them last as long as 20 minutes. I've seen them last as long as several years. Life cycles, really, their length depends on your willingness to embrace the lesson or experience and move forward with it, or your resistance to that lesson or experience and moving forward with it. So it really all depends on you. When I'm looking at the life cycle, I'm going to be looking at some information that kind of sets you up to have the lesson or experience. We'll look at the lesson or the experience itself, and then we will look at the fulfillment or ultimate fulfillment of the life cycle, and that comes up as a result of integrating the lesson or experience into your life. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for you guys for August. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's jump into your readings. Hello there, Cancer. Thank you so much for stopping by for your tarot insights for the month of August. The first card is going to talk to me about your environment. An environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Usually that comes up as home, but I've also seen it come up as work or school before as well. What I have come up about your environment is that it does not seem very well balanced. There's a lot of For some of you, there's a lot of, the only word that really is hitting me on that one is craziness going on with your environment. So I don't know if there's just a lot of construction going on around you that kind of makes things chaotic and crazy for you. Like it's hard to sleep, especially if you work nights or something like that. But there's a lot of imbalance. There's a lot of craziness around you. For some of you, there is some chaos actually in the environment. For some of you, this is going to be within environment itself. Like I said, something like construction around the area or something like that. Maybe you're doing some home repairs actually in the home or at work, wherever this would be applying to. And then another way that this can come up is that you have some people in your environment that are throwing the environment out of balance. So you may be devoting more time to things with these other people than what you really want to be devoting your time to, and that's kind of throwing you out of balance, so you're not having to do the things that you actually need to get accomplished. But something's going on with that environment that's throwing it out of balance for you guys, Cancer. I don't see you guys letting that stand very long. You guys are all about home, so especially if that environment is home, I don't see you guys letting that imbalance stand very long. For some of you, you have in-laws and parents visiting too in your environment, and that's kind of what's throwing it out of balance. Like you're used to being in charge, but now that the parents or the in-laws are here, you want to show them respect, so you're trying not to undermine them or make decisions that are offensive to them, and it's making you feel a little bit like you can't do what you need to do to take care of business in the environment. All right, let's move on. The next thing we have coming up is your subconscious leanings, and what I'm seeing here is that your subconscious, you are really, you've been feeling kind of lonely, and your subconscious is working on that lonely feeling, like, okay, how do I resolve this loneliness, you know, especially if there's a situation with an ex that you know is not good to be with, you know, how do you resolve that loneliness without going back to that ex? You know, how do you find somebody that is a good person out there? So the subconscious is trying to resolve loneliness, and you may even be end up with coming up with new friends to hang out with and spend a lot of time with for the meanwhile, instead of any kind of intimate relationship. But however that works out, that's kind of what your subconscious is working on right now. Like, how do I fix this loneliness? All right, so communication style and learning style as you're going through this particular life cycle, Cancer. what we have for communication style. Very much going with body language for you guys this time. I don't feel like you're being really open with your feelings as far as verbalizing them, but I do think if somebody really knows you and if they really want to pay attention to you, especially when it comes to this particular life cycle, if they watch their body language, they are going to be knowing pretty easily how you're feeling. As far as learning style, interesting. I kind of see you going through the motions as far as learning things. So if you need to learn things for work, or if you need to learn things to get something accomplished in your personal life or with your home, I feel like you're doing just exactly what you have to do and nothing more. So you're learning just like what you need to learn and nothing more. So this is really kind of going through the motions. I feel like also you could be very low energy during this particular life cycle Cancer, and you could be really feeling like it's taking everything you have to be able to deal with everyday life just to get through this particular life cycle. And I can totally understand that if you've got like construction going on outside your window all the time and stuff like that, which there's definitely an imbalance. Any kind of imbalance in the environment is always going to affect how we feel energy wise. So I'm not too surprised to see that show up there actually. The next thing that I'm looking at does talk to me about the work that you do. Now this can be the way that you make your financial income. This can be the things that you do during the day to find fulfillment if you're already retired or if you don't work or what have you. And then this is also going to be telling me about that inner work that you're doing on your own character, your own personality. And so what I have coming up here about work for you guys is that there's some kind of message that comes in as far as the money-making version of work. There's some kind of message that comes in that's disappointing about money. So maybe you were expecting to get a big raise, and whenever you found out how much raise you were getting, it was significantly less than what you were expecting. Or maybe you were expecting to be hired on full-time somewhere, and they tell you, oh, well, we're not hiring any full-time people right now, but we are keeping on people as temps. Maybe what's going on is maybe your health insurance premiums are just going up, so they're taking more out of your paycheck for health insurance premiums. It could be something as simple as that. So anyway, so that's looking at exterior world. That's looking at how you make your living. So now let's look at what this means as far as internally, what are you doing work-wise? And so what I'm seeing here is that you're starting to realize that you're a little bit depleted as far as energy-wise, and starting to look at, okay, well, wow, that really ties into that last card that I was picking up there. But you're starting to realize you're depleted energy-wise, and you're starting to look, okay, how can I turn this around so that I don't feel so depleted energy-wise? So that's what's coming up for work. All right, the next card that I have to talk to me about, and I know you guys like to see these cards, but this particular company did not give me permission for copyright to show you guys the cards. So these cards that I'm using, I'm not able to show you. I apologize, but I don't like to use the same deck for every video. So I do this deck for monthlies. I do another deck for the weeklies. This deck may change if I can find a deck where I can get permission to show you guys, and I may end up switching over to that deck. But for right now, I can't show you the cards, and I do apologize. That part of you that's being grown or expanded right now, Cancers, is you've got some kind of situation that you're dealing with that you keep thinking, okay, this is over. This is just done. And for whatever reason, you're not able to leave that situation behind. You find yourself being drawn back into that situation. So where you're growing and expanding is in the awareness of a situation like that, and in the awareness of how do I handle this? How do I cope with this? Why does this keep happening? And what am I going to do about it so that I can get unstuck from this cycle? Because it's certainly a cycle that looks like it's coming up here for you guys. And when we get into cycles like that, those cycles really are bringing things up for us to heal, for us to look at from way, way, way back generally. So that part of that's being grown or expanded? Is that part of you that is really bringing up those lessons for you to heal right now? All right, so the next thing we have talks to me about those things that you stand for, Cancers. It looks like, looks like there is an X that you still stand for. So this is somebody that you still have strong feelings for. You still defend this person, even though they're an X. Okay? I feel like this may be the cycle that you're in with this X, is that sometimes they're an X, sometimes they're not an X, sometimes they're an X, sometimes they're not X. But I do feel like you stand up for this person, you defend this person. If somebody says to you, hey, why do you keep going back with that guy? Or why do you keep getting back with that girl? Haven't you figured it out yet? Haven't you learned your lesson yet? And you're standing up for the X. You're saying, you know what? This person was going through a lot. They were doing this, they were doing that. They were trying to handle everything and they just couldn't. I totally get what they were coming from and what happened. So step off, Jack. You got no business saying anything here. That's what I see coming in. Now, I do think, though, that the people that are talking to you about X are coming to you from a place of real concern, because they're seeing that you're feeling kind of depressed and that your energy levels are low, and they are kind of attributing that to the interactions that you're having with the sex, the cycle that's going on and on and on. They're seeing that your emotions are changing based on that, and so they really are trying to help you. They're trying to come at you with good intentions. I can tell you though that you are I can tell you though that as you're ready to get rid of an X, it's just not going to happen no matter who has good intentions around you. There's some healing that has to happen within you for that to actually take place. Now, the next thing that we have coming up is lesson or experience for your life cycle, Cancers. And what we have coming up is, I do see an experience where you are on your own, as in not in a relationship, especially if this is a relationship with a significant other. And like I always say, this is a general reading, so this is not going to apply to everybody. This looks like this is going into the relationship side. Not everybody is going to be having trouble with an X. Some of you Cancers are happily settled down, and there's nothing like this going on. So for you guys, I would say check your rising sun and check your moon sign and see if you find something that relates better there, because this is definitely going in the area of romance, I would say, for most people. And if not romance, definitely relationship of some kind. It just kind of keeps recurring and cycling. But what we have coming as the experience or the lesson, I do see you spending some time by yourself, Cancer, spending some time on your own as an individual, and really, actually, I see you enjoying that time. I see you kind of soaking up every moment and just realizing, wow, this isn't so bad. Why do I want that person back so badly? This is actually pretty enjoyable. So as you incorporate that lesson or experience into your life, then we do have some other things going on. First of all, I do see you coming into collaboration with somebody else in your life. I see you working together with somebody else. So this could be a friend. I don't feel like this is the ex or the person from your past. I do feel like this is somebody else. So I feel like you need somebody else that you really enjoy hanging out with, spending time with, that you really can just have a great time with that person without any pretensions. You don't have to try to be somebody that you aren't just to hang out with this person, because I don't feel like they judge you. Now, the other thing that we have coming up is, I feel like you are, as an individual, you are getting pretty busy. You've got a lot of stuff going on in your life, and you're trying to balance it all. And this can be getting a little bit overwhelming for you. In fact, you've got a couple of cards actually in the fulfillment of this life cycle coming up about balance and about being overwhelmed, and things kind of fall through the cracks here. So it's going to be really important to go ahead and make sure that you're taking that me time so that you really can nourish yourself, because I feel like when you are working, when you are accomplishing things, whether it's things to keep your household running or whether it's things to actually keep business flowing, I feel like you are very, very busy and kind of lighting the candle at both ends. So it's really important in those times to make sure that you are taking the time to nourish yourself so that you can make that through that without it actually taking a toll on your health. Okay? So Cancer, that is your insight for August, for the one of the life cycles that you're going to be going through. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by, hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everyone have a fantastic, fantastic month. Hello, everybody. This is Amista, and I am coming to you today with something completely different than what you've ever seen here before. Completely different than what I ever thought I would do. I have been taking Reiki training, and I've gotten level 1 and I've gotten level 2, and I really want to take master training because already I've realized that there are other people out there who need to know how to be able to do Reiki for themselves, and I'm not qualified to show them that or to teach them that or to pass that on to them or empower them with that until I become a Reiki master. And so I was looking into a Reiki Master program, and I meet all the qualifications as far as that goes. I've been accepted into the Master program, but the last little bit of money is what I need some help with, and I'm hoping that you guys will help me with that. I need to raise another $3,000 to get myself into the program. And so that's where you guys come in. What I'm doing is I am accepting very happily and very thankfully and very gratefully any donations that you may feel like you would want to give. If you don't want to, obviously, then don't. But if you do feel like you want to help me to get into this Reiki Master Apprenticeship Program, any help that any of you and all of you send is great. No donation is too small. I just ask that they're over like 35 cents because I think PayPal will take 35 cents of whatever comes in as a fee for collecting payment. But anything other than over 35 cents is no donation is too small, so there's the corrected version of that. And actually I was looking I have over 7,000 subscribers. If every subscriber donated $1, I would be able to end this request. But so if you would like to donate, I would be extremely thankful. I would appreciate that a lot. Also, I want to do something for you in exchange for donating. So anybody who would donate at all, I would like to offer you 15 minutes of free Reiki distant healing. In other words, I would send you some healing energy where you would not have to come to my house or we would not have to meet in person. Just like I do a lot of my readings by Skype or by phone. I can also send the healing energy without having to be right in front of you. We don't even have to be on the phone or on Skype when I do it, although I will want to touch base with you ahead of time to find out where you would like me to target that energy. If you have any particular thing you want to have worked on energetically, and also to touch base after it's done just to let you know that I have sent the energy in to check in with you, see how you're feeling, that type of thing. Anybody who donates anything more than $50, what I would like to do is send you some Reiki energy. I would send you the same amount of minutes of Reiki energy as you send dollars. So say you donate $50, then I would send you 50 minutes of Reiki energy. Anybody who wants to donate and doesn't want to receive Reiki but knows somebody else that they would like to have the Reiki sent to, feel free to let me know that, and you can gift that Reiki to somebody else, and I will just touch base with them, make sure I have permission to send them that energy, and talk to them about where they would like it targeted and all of that, just like I would if I was sending that to you. So that is what I've got going on, and I really appreciate, like I said, all of the help any of you can send. I know not everybody can send, not everybody will want to send help, but I am hoping that there will be enough to get me into this quickly. Otherwise, I would probably have to wait, I don't know, 6 months, a year before I had this kind of money to get myself into there, and I don't want to wait that long. I want to be able to empower people more quickly than that. So what I'm doing is I am in the description section underneath the video. I'm going to send you a link where you can donate, and you can choose whatever amount you want to donate. And I will probably also have that showing in the video as well. So thank you everybody for listening and for giving this some thought, some prayer, some attention. And thank you everybody who actually does donate as well. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Peace.